There was a night I sat on the floor of my bathroom, door locked, and I didn't know if my marriage was going to survive the morning. Not because of an argument, not because of distance or disappointment, but because my husband, the man that I'd built my life with, the man who served his country, he was in a place so dark that he didn't want to be around anymore. And in that moment, everything that I thought I knew about being a wife vanished. If you're watching this and something in those words landed somewhere within you, this video is especially for you. Hi, my name is Julie, and I want to tell you something right from the start. I'm not here because my marriage is perfect, and I'm not here because I figured everything out quickly or because faith made everything easy. I'm here because I walked through one of the hardest seasons in my 34 years of marriage that a wife can face. And I discovered something on the other side of that I genuinely believe could change everything for you. I'm an accredited coach and a certified rapid transformation therapy practitioner, a modality designed by Marissa Peer. Now, I have spent years studying the mind, studying identity, and what it actually takes to transform from the inside out. But before any of that, I was a wife sitting with a husband who was broken in ways that I couldn't fix and having to decide what to do with that. My husband served in the military for 13 years, and what I didn't fully prepare for or understand, nobody prepares you for this, is what service can do to the person on the inside. He came home, but parts of him didn't. And he was later diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And if you know anything about PTSD in marriage, you know that it doesn't just affect the person carrying it, it affects the whole household. Emotional unavailability, withdrawal, hypervigilance, the man that you knew becoming someone that you sometimes hardly recognized. And what I'm going to say next, I'm going to say carefully because I want to honor both his journey and yours. See, there was a point where his pain had taken him somewhere very dark, and I had to face that reality as a wife and a woman of faith without a roadmap. The well-meaning advice started pretty quickly. Pray more, submit more, be more patient, stand in the gap for your marriage, trust God. And I want to be clear, I don't disagree with any of that, but what nobody was saying was, what do you actually do on a Tuesday morning when your husband can't get out of bed and you're holding the whole household together and you're running on empty when you don't know which direction this is going to go down? What do you do when you're the only person in the marriage that's got the capacity right now in the moment to stand, to make the decisions? What do you do? Here's what I realized. We weren't in a position at that point in time for both of us to be working on our marriage. I realized that if anything was going to change, that change had to start in me. So what did that look like? Well, it just meant day to day going to God and asking God to show me what things were inside my control that I could do differently. And it was through that process that I was the one that started to make the shift and change. I started digging into my own identity, about myself, what I believed, what was running quietly underneath, the beliefs that I'd created my whole sense of self on. A lot of them weren't serving me. Some of them were actually making things worse, and I didn't realize that. So I started building what I now call the S.E.E. framework, S.E.E. I didn't have a name for it then because I was just surviving day to day. But then slowly, intentionally, I began building. Source, returning to God as the origin of my identity, not my husband's capacity to affirm me in any way, not how well the marriage was going, because it wasn't, not how strong I appeared to others, but rather who God says that I am. That became my foundation, my source. And then E for expand, building mental, emotional, and spiritual capacity to navigate what we were going through. Not just coping, not just getting through the week, on the smell of an oily rag, but actually growing, developing tools, learning to regulate my nervous system through the lens of God's word, through the lens of faith, learning what healthy boundaries actually look like for both of us, figuring all of that out. And then E for emerge. And this one, if I'm honest, scared me the most. Preparing myself to be whole, regardless of which direction the marriage went, because there was no guarantee. Not giving up, but stewarding the person that God made me to be, so that no matter what happened, restoration or something else would find me standing strong, would find me standing grounded in my faith and clear about the next direction. That framework was built over time of implementing and trialing different things, from that source piece to the expand and then to the emerge. And I believe that it can help you too, just as much as it helped me when I really needed it the most. I want to speak directly to you right now, because if you are a Christian wife in a marriage that is being impacted right now by difficulty, whether it's health related or something else, and you're feeling unseen, you're in the right place, because I am all about creating practical, tangible solutions and tools that you can use day to day through these videos and through the community I created, Marital Crossroads to Clarity. This channel isn't going to have me telling you to pray harder or try harder, but I will be sharing ways to perhaps pray differently, try differently, do things differently, because here's the thing, we can't keep repeating the same behavior and expect a different result, right? There's the mental infrastructure that we need, the emotional tools, the spiritual foundation that holds everything together when we're going through times of uncertainty. Because here's what I know to be true. A woman that is rooted in her divine source, expanding her capacity and emerging into who God made her to be, that is the most powerful force in any marriage, no matter what is going on. You cannot pour out from an empty tank, and you cannot pour out for an empty or false identity, but a full one, a clear one that's grounded and growing, a God-centered one that changes everything. So here's what I invite you to do right now. Number one, subscribe, because the videos coming into this channel are going to walk you through principles and practices within that S.E.E. framework, step by step. We're going to go deep on each pillar. We're doing it with tools and with complete transparency and honesty. And then two, if you're ready for more than just content, if you want a community of women who actually understand what it means to be standing where you're standing and navigate through that, well then Marital Crossroads to Clarity is the community for you that I've created exactly for that reason. And the link to find us is in the description. And if this video found you at 2 a.m. in the morning because you typed something into a search bar, I just want to say, I see you. And there's a way through this that doesn't require you to disappear in the process. My name is Julie, and this is just the beginning for you. And I'll see you in the next video.